All the Jews down in Jewville liked their apartheid state a lot. But the Grinch, who lived just outside of Jewville, did not. The Grinch hated the Jews, at least the ones in the region. But don't ask me why, no one quite knows the reason. Really? Maybe it was that they stole all his land and chopped it all up with that partition plan. Maybe it was that they turned his people into refugees, but hey, that was all the way back in the 1950s. No, it couldn't be those reasons. They made no sense at all. It must have been that his heart was 2 sizes too small. Go fuck yourself. But whatever the reason, be it all the ways he got screwed, he stood there outside his cave, hating the Jews. All the Jews down in Jewville with their horrible toys and the way that they made all that horrible noise. The explosions, the shootings, the rockets, the nukes. And they dared call the Grinch and his pals the kooks. Well, I've put up with this for 75 years now. I must put a stop to this whole thing. But how? That's when the Grinch got an idea. An awful wicked, awfully wicked idea. I'll blow up their arsenals. I'll burn their rockets to the ground. Why, when I'm finished, there won't be one weapon left in that entire town. And with that wicked idea still ripe in his head, he ripped the sheets right off of his bed. With these sheets wrapped around me, I'll make a perfect bomber. Why, with these sheets wrapped around me, I'll be the next Osama. All I need is some explosives. The Grinch looked around, but there wasn't any C4 to be found. Damn. Yeah, fuck it, the Grinch said. If he couldn't find any explosives, he'd buy them instead. So the Grinch called a pal, who called a friend, who called a friend, who sold some C4 just to make me 10. So off he went, planting C4 on their weapons arsenals along with every rocket. The Grinch thought to himself, why, I'll be a hero in the eyes of the prophet. The next morning, for the first time in his life, the Grinch woke up to the sweet sound of silence. Wait, no, actually was the regular old sounds of violence. No. How could it be? There's rockets in the air. How could it be? The rockets are still there. That's impossible. I burned all their weapons down into ashes. Oh my God. They imported more using American taxes. The Grinch then looked to find that his explosives too were American made. This whole time, we've been getting played. It's the same company supplying both sides. They don't care how many or who dies. They just sit in their towers collecting their profits, selling my pals and the Jews all of our rockets. And that's when the Grinch came to his grand revelation. Violence can't end violence. What we need is communication. So he ran through the battlefield to the town square and shouted as loud as he could into the air. Stop what you're doing, all of you, please! Is more bloodshed really what you think we need? They love it when we fight, can't y'all see? They make billions off us trading lives for their greed. It's the green of red of which they depend. The more that we kill, the more that we spend. I can see a future you must try to envision, where we can live together, no matter our religion. We can try as we must and must try as we can to share in the sharing of our shared holy land. But there were some people who couldn't stand peace. Peace was not something they tolerated. Not in the least. No, the folks over at Langley just couldn't have that. So they sent in the raps, and the Grinch went splat. So that was the end of the beginning of any befriending. The bloodshed continued, and so did the spending. Lives being traded, transactions are pending, and the war in the Middle East raged on, never ending.